Howdy, everybody. Enie's 20. It is April 12th, 2019. It's almost noon. And we are continuing with Tales of Zestiria. So, when we last left off, we completed everything that had to do in Pendrago. So, we came back. If you remember, we did the Trial of Fire. It was really cool. The music was popping. We came back from there. We came here to deal with the Cardinal. We infiltrated her domain. We found her at the end dungeon. We fought her, and we beat her in a boss fight that I expected to be terrible, but it went flawlessly, relatively flawlessly. She was a Medusa, so she had the ability to petrify us. When I first played the game, she consistently petrified everybody. It was annoying. I had to keep healing them. This time around, she petrified one person, and that was Saray. But he was computer controlled. I controlled Rose during the fight. After we beat the Cardinal, it turns out she is too devoted to her cause and belief, and she's too consumed by malevolence that Saray could not purify her. And so the conclusion was reached that the only way to deal with her was to kill her. But Saray couldn't do it. Or at least he tried to. But Rose stepped in and killed her instead. So Cardinal's dead, and so we've saved the city of Pendrago and Rollins by ridding them of their top political religious figure. Great job, heroes.
Hey, isn't this the guy from the Earth in Historia? The first captain of the Platinum Knights, General Georg Heldolf. Heldolf! And this was painted over 20 years ago.
He would definitely show up in the Earth in Historia.
So this is Heldolf.
Yep. This is what Heldolf looked like before he was consumed by malevolence. Yeah, I found that picture there while I was playing, because in addition to defeating the Cardinal, I decided to go out into the world and do some side quests, but also I wanted to beat one of the big monsters around here, and it killed me, and I lost a bit of progress, not a lot. So I just and while I was running around redoing a bunch of stuff, I found that picture. He looks like, yeah, kinda indeed. We'll see more of him later. Also, side quests.
Hey, wanna go ask them about the Irish
Right,
gems?
that's what we were doing.
Alrighty, I'll go ask.
Will you be alright? They look pretty sketchy.
Leave it to me. All merchants are like family. Money keeps us together.
Oh, you don't say.
Are you sure about this?
Let's just leave it to Rose.
We're not savvy enough to know when we're being tricked. Yeah, speak for yourself.
Also, I swapped everyone's outfits.
I got it. They said they saw an Irish gem in the ruins north of here.
A ruin in the north? Weird. Why do they keep laughing? Are they laughing at me?
They think you're a phony shepherd and that I'm a victim of your con artistry.
They've got it wrong.
It can't be helped. There are many who claim to be the shepherd.
But still, to be treated like a con artist?
No point in arguing with them.
Yeah. It's way better to be laughed at than to be frightened of.
Yeah, true enough. Also, Rose is my wife. Don't you dare laugh at her.
There you go.
You know, I mean, as long as we're in Rollins, that's the cover story. Whether it's true or not, it's up to everyone else to decide. So I
just noticed whenever Mikleo gets angry, it always has something to do with Saray.
What? That's not true.
Then what's with that response? Come on, you guys are family.
family does drive you nuts. So I just remembered I started in the inn specifically because I wanted to eat since we were tired.
What comes after? And the way to break the seal is, oh my.
Oh, were you actually awake? You can break the seal on an item skill slot by engaging in sufficient battles with that item equipped.
Huh. Can I assume raising proficiency in that item to 1 star is enough to do the trick?
Yes, there are certain rules governing which skills will be produced by fusion. You can check this before fusion. But know this, if they're skills of the same element, you'll get a different skill from that element. If they're from the same group, you'll get a different skill from that group. If both element and group are different, you'll get a skill whose rarity lies somewhere between the two.
What about when you fuse equipment with sealed skills?
Ah, yes. That's a very important note to consider. Slots with sealed skills count as empty for fusion purposes. Therefore, if you really want to keep a certain skill, but you don't have another item with an empty slot, you can use one with a sealed slot instead to... Really? Sleeping at a time like this?
Gosh, Rose just brings to mind work. That's how I feel coming home, just exhausted. No sleepy. I mean, I was spending so much time being like, how do I get rid of the sealed skills? What is it? It's just, you just use the weapon. And it's like raising it to 1-star rarity is like the easiest thing you can do. You don't even have to try to do it. You know, you just play the game. So they said there was an iris gem up north. Is that the Gaferis ruins? Let me see. Yep. Alright then, that's where we're going then. So it's a side quest, true. But okay, I'm still waiting for that conversation. Oh right, never mind. We need the other guy. That's why. I know that here there's a skit that I really like because I think it's super cute, and I'm like, I really hope that skit doesn't come out when Pete's not here. I just remembered when the skit happens though, so it's a bit of a ways off. Anyway, so we're actually doing 2 side quests at the same time. We're gonna go up to the Gaferis ruins to try to find Maven, because that's where he was going to meet with someone. And then we're also going to the Gaferis ruins to try to find an iris gem. That will give us more of the Earth and Historia. That's a lot farther than I thought it would be. I was like, are you not gonna fight me?
Small fight. This will be quick. You're not done yet.
Purification complete.
Yeah, but you can see everybody has new outfits. So, yeah. And by new, I mostly mean they switch back to their, like, original clothes. Because I don't have a lot. I don't know if there are side quests in this game that give you the original outfits or new outfits for the characters. I hope there are, and that I just am inadequate and didn't find any of them. But then if you go onto the PlayStation Store, you see that there's like 5 different DLC packs for different costumes for all the characters. And it leads me to believe that they just relegated all the costumes to paid DLC, which is pretty bullshit, to be honest.
Well, that was actually pretty decent.
Must have been, if you're complimenting me.
Because, like, one of the big things about Tales of is that you can swap outfits. You can unlock new outfits. That's how it's been always. And the fact that this game doesn't have any, apparently? I don't know. Like, I hope it's just that I am inadequate and haven't found any, but some of the ones on the PlayStation Store, like, on the PlayStation Store, you can buy the beach outfits. The swimsuits for all the characters. That's a staple in Tales of that you unlock by playing the game. They're really funny, hilarious outfits because it's like everybody all beach attire, and then when you go fight with everybody in beach attire, they get mad.
So, where did they say they saw the iris gem?
Whoops, I forgot to ask. I didn't really want to talk to them for long.
Fine, let's find it ourselves.
Probably at the bottom of the dungeon.
Looks like it's been ransacked.
Of course it has. Think of the clientele that come here. It's the looting I'm mad about.
Yeah.
Maven said he had errands to run at the Great Camelot Bridge. Okay, so he went off to there instead. I still think the funniest implementation of these not just the swimsuit outfits, but the outfits in general is Tales of the Abyss.
You ready, Saray? Inflict physical ailments for effect on the undead. Got it?
They certainly get intense when attacked.
You're dead! Keep staring around. You're dead!
Dang! What the hell was that for?
Piece of cake.
Hey, it wasn't that easy.
That was a cinch.
It was a little easier than that.
Then what was it?
A piece of cinch?
Gosh dang. She turned into a witch on— yeah, she did. I'd seen that mystic art before, but I did it. That time she just randomly pulled it out. I could have sworn, isn't Terramine still on actually? So how did she use that? Or did I turn it off? No, Terramine's still on. That's interesting. I don't know if the CPUs can make consistent decisions like that.
I'm kind of tired.
Like, it's like, hey, we have 3 blast gauge and we can use our mystic art. Or maybe we'll wait till 5 to use the other one. Like, I can't see CPUs deciding to do that. I just always assume they hit 3 and then they find their next available opportunity to use their mystic art. But you know, whatever.
Purification complete.
Gosh, I really do prefer— oh, here it is. Yeah. I really do prefer this way, that they do Mystic Arts in this game and in Tales of the Abyss. And a little bit in Tales of Symphonia, even though Tales of Symphonia is a very special case. But definitely in Abyss and this one. Because, like I said before, anybody can use their Mystic Arts whenever, as long as they have their appropriate things met. But in Tales of Vesperia, that kind of doesn't work.
My instincts tell me that there's treasures nearby.
Because Tales of Vesperia, it makes Mystic Arts only accessible through a pool that all the characters share. So, and when you're playing by yourself, like I do, that means basically that the only character who can use this Mystic Arts is the one you're controlling. There are some ways to kind of like force the comms into a situation where they could use theirs, but in the end it's still up to them to use it. And the comms in that game barely even like using their blast arts or whatever it's called, I forget. I think Vesperia is definitely the kind of one that would benefit from having more people to play with. Like, with all the mechanics that game has, it's definitely much more multiplayer focused than the other ones I've played. Because the other ones I think are totally fine. Like, I've done this in Tales of the Abyss a lot, and I can do it in this game too, that when you have oh, hey. A sarcophagus, yay!
I wonder who wound up in this coffin.
The decorative work suggests a privileged background. Nobility, perhaps. Or a clan chief.
Very much so. This is, quality rock.
So where would you date it?
Quality rock, sure.
Hard to say. It wouldn't surprise me if it were actually related to the founding family of the Roland's Empire.
From the texture, I'd say it was constructed in the storied, cold and smooth style.
Sad that it's been looted.
We should take care that our own studies are more respectful to the departed.
Dust everywhere. This is further corroboration of the poorly cleaned hypothesis.
Rose?
What are you doing?
Oh, I was just trying to contribute to your little academic geek out, but... Sorry, I'm way out of my league.
Yeah.
Don't, try too hard.
Yeah, think I won't.
Gosh, that's very funny. Yeah, I mean, we have so many history geeks and nerds in this squad that there had to be one who doesn't give a shit. That's Rose.
Let's make it quick.
Everybody else cares to some extent about like research and ruins and history. Rose is much more of a big picture kind of person.
After all these beatings, you would think they'd learn by now. Guess we'll see.
Oh yeah, also another thing that I did between when I stopped the last stream and started this one, since I turned on the game and had to redo some of the stuff that I lost because I died. Where am I? Okay. I went and spent a lot of time messing with equipment, so everyone has like new gear, better stats, hopefully. That might be a contributing factor to why I have a hard time on bosses, but who cares? Like, it takes too long to go through all the equipment and all that stuff. I don't like to do that on stream. It's like,
You ready, Saray?
if I was like playing... If I was playing like if I was doing like a Let's Play where I record the episodes then upload them, no problem, because I could just edit all that out. But since it's a live stream, I don't like taking like 20 minutes out to just ensure that everything's going well. And not far from the truth about the whole bonfire thing. Yeah, could have gone better. What do you expect?
Is that a treasure
I'm so used to games being a lot more, I don't know what the word is, lenient with death, and I'm used to, I've gotten a little too used to this game being like that I wasn't ready for it to not be like that. It's only during boss fights and pivotal moments that the game allows you to just reload and retry the fight. If you just die in a normal encounter, it's a straight up game over, and it's like, okay, then load from your last save. Luckily, this game has 2 save functions, which is very handy. I wish I had known about this before, or at least remembered. So it has the basic save, which you do at save points, and it has a quick save, which you can do anywhere. So, you know, that's handy.
It's not often you see a seraph using a staff like a club.
I mastered it while practicing with Saray.
It's got the reach you'd need to win, since he's taller.
That's not the reason why.
But the height.
That's not it.
Come on, Dezel. Stop trying to ruin his effort. No one's always funny.
I can smell herbs nearby.
See, all these bonus dungeons also, they end with a fight against a strong enemy, a strong unique enemy, and I generally skip them, but we'll see if I can even stand a chance with this one. I don't think I will, but I'll try.
What's this?
Sharpened needle. Oh right, it's a gold one. Like off the corner of my eye, I'm like, that's a bronze one. No, it is not. What is it with Dezel and making desserts? Like, does he have a sweet tooth we don't know about? Yeah, there's a save point there because I reached the end. And it's like, oh, by the way, coming up, boss fight, so here's a save.
My instincts
So I
tell
was
me
in and
there's
out of this
treasures
place fast,
nearby.
but I didn't explore it all. There's obviously some places I didn't hit up, and that's okay. It's also kind of annoying to do these dungeons whenever you want, because, like, you might not have the keys for some of the chests. In this case, I've passed by so many gold chests that I can't open because I don't have the gold key. And it's like, oh, we're going to have to come back later. It's like, I don't want to. Oh, also, I don't know if you caught them. I forgot about the Seraph of Pendrago. And then I found him and said, look, the Pendrago Seraph is a very fat cat. She's named Morgrim. She's kind of adorable. Yeah, so I have to come back with the gold key, which I honestly don't remember where you get the gold key. You got all the other ones pretty quickly, and oh my gosh, there it is. So I need to do a quick save too. So we're gonna try this. We're level 40 something, I think. Is that correct? Yeah, we're in the 40s. And what level are you? 39. It's only weak to Earth.
So it's not a scorpion, but a scorpion-like creature?
You can look at it that way, but be careful, Rose.
It's resistant to multiple elements, so we'll need to observe their attack patterns. Okay, got it.
It's resistant to it. The only thing it's weak against is Earth. Everything else it resists. Alright, good to know. Also, that hurt very much. Oops, we all died. It's very strong. I'll give it that. I was trying to do my mystic art, but it's a little tricky with the...
Okay, here goes. So it's not a scorpion, but a scorpion-like creature?
You can look at it that way, but be careful, Rose.
It's resistant to multiple elements, so we'll need to observe their attack patterns. Okay, got it.
Put some thought into it. Sworn of wind comes divine wings. Swarm the sky. Zestiria!
Eat this! Not gonna stop how's this!
Alright then. Can you please wake up, Saray?
I won't lose this time! Raging winds! Tiger blade! It's over! Slice through air! Capturing flames! May your knife be free! Fire! Rain of fire! Go for it! Beast of water! Is this my all?
Damn it. I almost had it that time. I was doing very well. And everybody just kept dying. I was trying to keep someone alive. I was trying to keep everyone alive because I wanted EXP.
We can't hold back!
So it's not a scorpion, but a scorpion-like creature?
You can look at it that way, but be careful, Rose.
It's resistant to multiple elements, so we'll need to observe their attack patterns. Okay, got it.
Get back, foul beast.
Watch your health.
Oh, holy fountain!
Okay, knock it off.
Serpent of water!
Can you pick up Saray, please? Oh, damn it. That's not good.
Saint Zero! Here it goes! Binding vortex!
Vermilion Crescent, burn away! Here comes Lila!
Damn it. I almost had it last time because I hit it with Zestiria, and it did a good chunk of damage.
I like your moxie. So it's not a scorpion,
I just
but
need
a
to really
scorpion-like
focus.
creature?
You can
I was trying to land Zestiria again, but I couldn't get the
It's
time.
resistant to multiple elements, so we'll need to observe their attack patterns. Okay, got it.
Damn it, every single time I try to do it, everybody else decides to die.
I won't lose this time! Drop away!
And here.
Damn it, I was doing so well. I really hate this kind of shit, cause like, oh my gosh, it reminds me of like sometimes you fight a boss or you fight an enemy and you're like, I definitely can't beat this enemy, but then you almost beat the enemy, and you're like, oh my gosh, I almost did it. That was so cool. And then every single try I do after that, you just can't even get close.
So we'll need to observe their attack patterns. Okay, got it.
Lord of Wind comes to my wings. Swarm the sky. Zestiria.
Eat this!
I was just sleeping.
Earthborn! Purify the earth! Daily trouble! Lord of fire!
Damn it. I knew that was coming. I knew I was going to start casting a spell and I wasn't going to be able to stop it. I'll get this eventually. I'm not leaving here till we do.
But a scorpion-like creature?
You can look at it that way, but be careful, Rose.
It's resistant to multiple elements, so we'll need to observe their attack patterns. Okay, got it.
Lord of Wind comes to my wings. Swarm the sky. Zestiria.
Surging landscape! Thanks! Purify the earth! Ultimate protection!
You're pretty much screwed.
Damn it.
Purify the earth! Daily trouble! Rampaging giant!
That's embarrassing.
Ultimate protection!
Quite a fearsome fighting style.
From my standpoint, you're the one that's
There
fearsome.
we go. Nailed it. And we only died once. And now we can get this. I think last time I didn't even beat it. I just went around and grabbed the orb and ran away.
So I guess that means that general guy was exiled? From the army? From his country?
Maybe he lost a war? Just a thought.
Once there'd been huge crowds cheering for him. And now... It makes me wonder. There was no one at all he could turn to?
That's par for the course for humans.
Well, we've met our first goal.
Did we?
Well, it would have been nice if we could have investigated before the place got ransacked. But it looks like it happened a long time ago. There's actually something I've noticed about that. Don't you think that the stones and decorations looted from here may have been used in Pendrago's architecture? It's possible, given the location and the era. Right. And if we can find out where they've been used, we might be able to find the hidden history of Pendrago. If we compare with Lady Lake, which utilized the Vivia subterranean aqueduct, we might find what people in that era were thinking. Sounds awesome! Good thinking, Miclio. And that's not all. If we build upon our current hypothesis...
Hang on. I don't get what's so awesome about this.
But they're so enthused.
Friggin' weirdos.
Guess I'm the clown again.
No, that was a smile of praise to the true king of the Ruin Geeks.
Viva the Ruin Geek Shepherd.
What kind of shepherd is that?
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Then that makes Saray the first.
No objections? I guess.
No, I guess. Saray, first of his name. King of Weirdos. Oh, we gotta exit the long way? Really? So actually something cool about Dazzle, which they revealed during the Medusa fight. Medusa obviously is like, if you look at her, she'll turn you to stone. But Dazzle fights her with like no issue, staring right at her. And she's like trying to figure it out. So she actually manages to, and it's through that event that we find out that Dazzle is blind. So he is totally unaffected to petrification and all the like, because he can't see.
All
Better
hands
luck
to
tomorrow. Time to rock out.
Even Edna has a sense of humor. You heard her? She's like, time to rock out. Like, clear the air, Sarah.
Do you think a day when Seraphim and humans can coexist will come?
They can't even see us.
But what if they could?
They still can't hear us.
Well, what if they could see and hear us too?
We have different values.
Oh, right.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Dazzle's a blind boy. He can't see shit. I thought he didn't have eyes, or like he had a scar over his eye or something, but no, it's just that he's blind.
I need you, Dazzle.
Yeah, I was thinking something much more brutal than it ended up being. I knew there was something about his eyes. I just couldn't remember what it was. Alright, okay, blind. That's what we're going with.
Alphabet Hellions are very resilient. Be careful of your
Crimson Flare! May it burn your soul! Don't let up! Awake, Shredder! Break through! No escape! You're my
Purification complete.
I love the way Flamberge ends. Like, it's a lot more simplistic compared to other Mystic Arts, since it's just a really massive, like, nightmare-style sword swing. But I love that it ends with just this explosion. And it looks so cool. I love it. Where's that the way we have to go? Oh yeah, how's volume? So like, I've been trying something a little different. I did it with the Dark Souls, or I tried to do it with Dark Souls. I did it yesterday too. I was just bumping up the game audio some more, so that it's more hearable. Okay, good. Good. It's more hearable. I mean, I don't know. What do you call it? I know this leads back down. It's not where I want to go. I want to go back out. All right. I'm very lost.
Small fries. This will be later.
So you're working on your drawings right now, Pete? And he's just saying about doing some more commissions.
Be sure to let me know if there's treasure nearby. Got it?
So which way did I come from? Where was I going? I was going this way, right. Commissions. That is right. Gosh, it sounds stressful sometimes. Just the way that you tell me about it. And how some people just like refuse to tell you everything or let you know on all the information, or like they take really long to respond. It's like you always wonder about it. It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me, because it's like you're the one that's commissioning me, right? That means that you want me to draw something for you, right? So why are you taking like days and days to tell me what it is you want? Like, I don't know, it feels really inconvenient, kind of crazy. But I mean, I guess the good thing is if you have multiple people commissioning you, then like if one's taking too long, then the other one can just hop back in. Yes, that too. Maybe they don't have money. Maybe they're waiting for their paychecks and they want to get in before you before your commissions got filled up or something like that. That makes sense too. I guess I did explore all the rooms. Okay, well at least I hope I did.
Let's make it quick.
Saray, is your sword style self-taught?
Yep.
Your grip, swing, and focus need work. But otherwise, it's okay.
Is that a compliment?
Of course not.
No, it is.
One of my favorite, shit, I was gonna say something. I think it was about this game. Something that I found funny or something. I can't remember now. Damn it. Well, it's gone. I don't think it was that important if I forgot it that easily. Oh, I know where that leads. I remember now. That path down there in the bottom left, I think leads to the Earth Trial, if I'm not mistaken. If not the Earth Trial, then definitely one of them. Do I want to go down there? Nah. Why did we want to go back to Lady Lake? Because there was a trial over there. So you know what? Let's head back to Gododin, actually. See, at this point in the game, as I said, I think a few times before, you can do pretty much whatever you want. So, like, Rose gives you like 20 different side quests to do, and you can just tackle them in whatever order you want. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide what trials to do. I think we're gonna do probably we'll start with wind, then we'll go to earth, then we'll end at water, because water is just a it's a nutty one. There it is, okay.
How's this for a start?
Am I crazy? I thought we got... we're in the 40s. Didn't I finish the game last time around in the 50s or something? Oh well, I guess that 2 times the XP really is working. Like, I would be more familiar with if it was working if I was more familiar with the growth rate of the game, but once again, I only played it once over a year ago, so I forgot the fundamentals. Oh boy, I was wrong. This is not Gododin. Let's not be here. I guess we can't reach Gododin from here. It's a lot of running. I can't believe that. Like, I mean, oh my gosh, like, I was just, like, before I started the stream, I wanted to catch up on a few shows. And I was like, what do I want to watch? I'm like, oh, there's a new Legends of Tomorrow episode. So I was watching Legends of Tomorrow. And, god damn, I hate this trope that happens in TV shows and it happens all the time. One of the characters, it turns out she's actually like a werewolf creature, basically. And I was like, wait, has she always been a werewolf creature? How did this happen? But no, it turns out that she became a werewolf creature because a different werewolf creature scratched her. So, like, it put that stuff in her so she became a werewolf. It's pretty important, you know, to know that. And so for like half the episode, she's trying to tell Sarah, the main character, White Canary, that, hey, I'm actually like a werewolf creature now. And Sarah keeps being like, shut up, you know, because she's annoyed by her, because realistically she did cause a lot of shit to go bad. But still, like, she's just ignoring her. I'm like, you can just listen to her. Or better yet, the other character, just spit it out. Like, oh my gosh, they spent so long on this crap. And I'm like, it happens in a lot of shows and games. It's like, just spit it out. And then it even gets worse at the end of the episode. Neuron, the villain for the arc, this really powerful demon, kills Nate, Citizen Steel, his dad. And there's another character, Nora Dark, who is like a spellcaster. She can use magic and shit. And she felt that Neuron was near, and it was kind of driving her crazy. And she knew he was going to do something bad, so she broke out of her cell to try to go stop him. But when she got up there, he'd already killed the Nate's dad and was gone. And so she's like, oh. And then Nate walks in, and of course he immediately believes that Nora killed his dad. And she doesn't correct him at all. There's plenty of time where the two of them are standing over the dead body, and neither of them actually talk to each other. And so, like, what does she do? Nothing. Then the rest of the Time Bureau breaks in and is like, oh, you're under arrest, and all that shit. And then, once again, she just runs away. And, like, I mean, come on. Part of me gets it, you know, like, oh, we have to do it for the story, drama, but I'm like, come on. Like, she didn't do it. You just ask her and she'll tell you she didn't do it. I mean, realistically, she does have the ability to do it. The way Neuron killed Nate's dad is something she can do, sucking the life out of people. But, nah. I mean, unless all the security cameras got wiped, which they probably did, they will see that she was in the cell when his dad was being attacked, right? And if Neuron wipes the parts where he's at, they'll just see that she's in the cell. She breaks out of the cell. She gets to the place. He's already dead. So, like, it definitely should not last. It should be an issue in the next episode and just that one. It shouldn't be an arc issue. But that's something that I hate about a lot of games and shows. Is like, just talk. If this problem can be resolved just by the people talking to each other, then it's not a problem. Just talk. There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to talk. That's why I didn't like Kamen Rider Faiz at all. 90% of the issues in Kamen Rider Faiz were because the good guys and bad guys refused to talk to each other. I mean, the good guys and the quote-unquote bad guys. Because there's good guys, bad guys, and there's a third faction in the middle. And yeah, that third faction gets so shit on. It's not fair.
I was clearly the star of that battle.
It's easiest to notice the dimmer stars when they shine, they say.
Here we are. I'm pretty sure this leads to Afreed's hunting ground, I think it was called. Yep, I remembered. See that? I called it.
Entire body is like its weapon. Dang!
It's a Naga. Her main attack involves extending her nails.
The front should defend and attack when it can. Its arts are powerful as well.
Earthborn!
Horn of wind, comes to divine wings. Swarm the sun. Zestiria!
This is it! Strike!
Here goes Dark Star!
I want to become stronger as a Seraph.
Super
You have
Wrigley.
more than enough talent for it. Don't push yourself too
Yeah, I
hard.
mean, she's not wrong. Like I said, I'm still really impressed with myself for calling that this place is Afreed's hunting ground. A bubble squall, bubble arrow, arrow squall, And Trinity Arrow. I always forget to turn on the Armatize arts because there are other moves that I could use and I just don't use because I keep forgetting that they exist. Yeah, so this area, this is where the Earth trial is. I mean, I guess nothing's stopping me from coming here right now, right? If I want to, I can just start with the Earth trial.
Is that a treasure chest?
And it is story progress. I don't think there's any reason I can't be here. I'm like running through all the things in my head. Like, can I do this? And real talk, seriously. I'm like going through in my head, like, if there's any reason I shouldn't do this trial first. There is something that happens here, but
Not in the mood.
it's...
Untamed vicious boars become hellions like this.
Watch out! It's charge attack will bore you to death. You'd been waiting to say that.
Especially considering we've encountered so many boar-type enemies already.
Looks like we win.
Then what do you say, Pete? You want me to go find a different trial, or should I just start with Earth?
Nice inch treasure.
I was gonna
nearby.
do some more side quests, but like, I mean, I can always do those later. They're not gonna expire. And even if they were to expire, the trials, I don't think they would until after I complete all 3 trials.
Purification complete.
Get on to Earth, my boy. You better believe it. We're gonna do the Earth madness. I don't want to fight you guys. I hate those things. The Nagas or whatever they're called.
I'll handle this work.
What are they weak against? Well, I mean...
So, how's Saray doing?
He's yet inexperienced, but he's got potential.
You're quite critical of him.
He just doesn't respond to my jokes like you do.
Didn't you mean his shepherd aptitude?
No, the jokes are more important. Never forget.
What's this? Mission complete.
Hey, Saray, do you know what this butterfly's called?
I've never seen one like this.
This calls for... Hey, Dezel!
What?
Do you know what kind of butterfly this is?
I'm not your personal encyclopedia.
Don't be like that. Professor Dezel, please?
Do I look like a professor?
What's got you so butterfly crazy all of a sudden?
Don't you know? Collectors pay primo cash for these suckers. They stick them up on their walls with pins or something.
With pins?
Well, we may never know what you are, little dude, but I ought to bag you just in case.
Wait! I just realized. It's a shame on you rose. Looks like a butterfly, but it's just a moth.
Aw, moth. No one's gonna pay for that.
Darn, too bad.
Shay Monuros? Oh!
Shush.
Got it. Moth.
Shay, I think he was pulling a wool over her eyes. He's like, nope, I would rather you not capture that poor butterfly. Gosh, Rose just has those Anna tendencies in her, doesn't she? What is that called where people pin stuff? Taxidermy, right? There we go. She's like, I don't give a shit what it's called, I just want money. Ooh, that's red herb over there.
Are there any herbs around here?
Oh, he vanished. No, I don't like him. Yeah, so that's the Earth trial up there. And is this a ruin right next to us?
We're here to purify you. But it'll
How was that, huh? Those arts are pretty cool. I just don't use them as much as I probably should. So what is this a ruin or? It is. What ruin is this? Ah, this is the Walish ruins. I knew that.
You ready, sir? Right?
The slower good is dead.
I was clearly the star of that battle.
It's easiest to notice the dimmer stars when they shine, they say.
Let's switch up Edna and let's switch up Mikleo. I kind of want full access to Edna since we're going to be going into her trial. So I'll put her on me. I'll probably keep using Rose until after the Earth trial, then I'll switch back to Saray for the next trials. I don't remember a lot about the Earth trial. I don't think it was. I think the Earth and Wind trials weren't all that bad. I think the one. I think only really the Water trial is the only one that I didn't like.
That smell. Is it herbs? My instincts tell me that there's treasures nearby.
I got X-ray glasses. Yay! I mean, I already have those.
You awake, Edna? Your words will make you water to burn.
Oh, holy waters! Be on our world!
Try non-elemental attacks. Earthborn!
Lightning malevolence! Lord of water!
Versatile at ranged attacks. Time to consume on a dime.
Light the way! Crystal Tower! Now light the way! Crystal Tower! Echo Shock! Take this! Don't let it in! Rising Sun! Iron Current! Doppelganger!
Quick attack! Purification complete!
I forgot how much I like Crystal Tower. I spam that a lot.
Is that an herb?
Oh gosh. Oh, shortcut. Yay. Yeah, it's another very powerful monster right there. I don't want to mess with it, so we're not going to mess with it. Someone over here? Who's over here? See green dots. That means people. Oh, those are seraphs. What are they doing way out here? She's seeing there's a giant water torrent come out of nowhere. It's pretty funny.
Lord of wind! Divine wings! Swarm the sky! Zestiria! When it's go time, we go all the way!
Overdo it and you'll just exhaust yourself, Saray.
All things in moderation, as they say.
Yeah, just seraphs. Alright, whatever. They've given up on the world and they're expecting death in the end. Okay, well, good riddance to y'all. I think this is another one of those crucibles over here. Whose is it? Oh, this is Rose's. Alright, well, this one probably won't be all that bad. So I found Saray's, Miklio's, Lila's, and Rose's, which means we're missing Dazzle and Edna's. Okay, we're here. The Earth trial is right over there. Ready for some more awesome music?
Is that a treasure chest?
Time for battle!
Time to learn some humility.
What are they weak against anyway? Wind.
I think it's time to
Hey, you see an inn anywhere, Saray? They're gonna be tired this entire trial. There's nothing I can do about that. Here we are. Morgause, Shrine of the Earth Trial.
Here it comes.
What is it, Edna?
It's my turn now, right? Oh boy, I am so excited for this. Wow. Wow.
They know that you're expecting the music, so they're holding off on it. Assholes.
Well, that was unexpected.
Oh no! That must be the Minotauros.
That's right! And with him standing guard there, we're all in a real bind.
The Shepherd Pawan?
Lady Lila! You're as lovely as ever.
And you're as creepy as ever.
This seraph was also once a shepherd?
That's right. Depending on how you die, you can transcend your own race. Strange world we live in.
I remember this guy too, actually.
Strange world, sure. But we'll never get to the altar with that thing in the way.
Huh?
You're here for the shepherd's power, right? You're gonna take the trial, right? Right?
Well,
So she's not the shepherd then?
Are you sure this creeper used to be a shepherd?
Grading though he may be, the Shepherd Pawan is renowned amongst all the Seraphim for having quelled over 10,000 Hellions.
Don't judge a book by its very creepy cover.
Seriously? You mean this dirtbag?
Hey, mister. Edna's so lonely. She could use a big hug.
Wow, aren't you a precious little
Don't
thing?
trust Edna.
Is Edna?
She's a tiny package of
Oh,
mischief.
please, mister. Edna's so cold.
Oh, but there's a trial, you see. We need to get to the altar and...
Useless.
Huh?
Is that all you can think about? The trial?
I mean, the shepherd is here for the trial and...
So you can't get to your altar with that oversized steak face in the way, and so you want me to do something about it. Is that it?
Well, more precisely...
wait!
Edna! It's too dangerous!
Scram. Get out of my face. Now we just walk to the altar?
Actually, the trial is to quell the Minotauros.
Huh?
But it ran off somewhere.
Turns out it was a scaredy bull.
I imagine it'll turn tail at the first sign of us now.
Right. Well, why didn't you say so? You stupid or something?
I'm
Gosh, I
sorry.
love Edna.
Well, fine. Whatever. You just go on ahead to the altar. We'll track down that bull hellion and quell it.
Okay.
Alright, let's get this show on the road.
Edna, you're actually disappointed, aren't you?
Let's get this show on the road.
Oh yes, I love this song. Alright, here we go. Earth Trial is a go.
Do we really need to do this? Don't be fooled by their looks. They're powerful spellcasters.
Trust me, I know the small ones are the most trouble.
You sure are strange, Saray.
Really? Definitely weird.
You're also really...
Not weird. It ran off again. We have to get close to it without being seen.
Let's get this over with.
Ew, this one attacks all sloppy.
These slimes are stronger than the ones in the ruins.
it's time to take a breather somewhere. I sense treasure nearby. What's this?
Stupid is as stupid does, they say.
This definitely looks dangerous.
You better watch out for its tail movements and attacks.
They sometimes go underground. Stay calm and handle it.
See, I definitely wasn't hyping it up, right? The trial music is just so good. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to listening to them all again too. Like I was tempted after we did the fire trial to listen to them all on YouTube again to like remind me, but I'm like, no, I'll wait till I get there in the game. We're doing them all now, so it shouldn't take too long.
I think it's time to take a breather.
If I remember correctly, there's a bunch of paths to go downstairs so that we can break some rocks and lower levels upstairs. So those chests on the pillars, we can break the lower part of the pillar so it falls down and we can actually reach it.
My instincts tell me that there's treasures nearby.
I'm ready. Time to learn some humility. Return to point. Prepare yourself. Dig illumination. This is it. Hit the water. Eat that. Aqua serpent. Serpent of water.
Purification complete.
I feel like I don't have to say much. Just let the dungeon speak for itself. Oh my gosh, this I'm not joking. Once again, this is the best part of the game. One of the two best parts of the game, honestly. Like the Aquapolis Lady Lake at the very beginning of the game is like the most fleshed out part of the game in my opinion. The trials are just the most fun, and then the return to Galvin Basin is the climax of the game, and then everything else after that, it's inferior. So seriously, I can't wait for that either. So getting through the trials is gonna be super fun, but getting to the return to Glaven Basin is gonna be super great. Like, I definitely am not
Do we really?
like overselling that. Like Glaven Basin the second time around is just awesome. Here we go, Crystal Tower. It's so cool. Look at that. Also, rock satellite's cool too. You make
Thanks to
3
all
little
of you.
rocks float around
Thanks
you, and
to
you can
us,
just walk into
indeed.
people,
Well, every little
and
bit
that'll hurt
helps.
them. Oh right, I forgot about these guys.
You awake, Edna?
This can't be.
Hellions possess objects too. Don't get too scared.
It's interesting that, what do they call it? Something embrace. That ice move. Aqua Limit's so cool. That like primal embrace, I think it is, the ice move that Edna does. It's really funny because it looks straight up like Absolute, which is like the strongest ice spell in, yeah, that, in some of the other Tales of games. I'm like, so why is it called Absolute?
Purification complete.
Seriously, Absolute hurts. Like, if an enemy is like gonna cast that on you, it's like avoid it or stop them from casting it.
Let's get this over with.
The most famous Absolute caster, in my opinion, and probably my sister's opinion too, is Origin from Tales of Symphonia. It absolutely hurts. Did I say that? I didn't realize that. If I did, I didn't mean to. I just mean it hurts a lot. But regardless, you're right. It does. I mean, it does. Origin is a boss fight in Tales of Symphonia, and he uses Absolute, and it's just really cool. The way he yells it out when he uses it. Really good. It reminds me of Shadow, I think his name was, which is another summon spirit from Tales of Symphonia. I think his name is Shadow. He has a thing that he does when he attacks. He says crumble, I think it is.
This is nothing.
It's either crumble or suffer. I'm pretty sure it's crumble. He says it really cool. This is the plaza outstairs. I mean outside, not outstairs.
I can smell herbs nearby.
Cropper. Yeah, maybe he says them both.
Treasure chest?
But like Shadow, he like whispers everything he says in like a sort of voice like that, so it comes off more like
Don't be careless.
and it's like really long. It just sounds really cool. Whereas Origin is just really loud, so it's like Absolute when he casts it. That's the closest I can get for both of them. No, I think Suffer is Abyssion. I think the bonus boss of Symphonia. I think he says Suffer when he casts spells.
Your words will make you vulnerable.
Ah, so he edgy. Kinda, yeah. I mean, he is the summon spirit of darkness. He's really cool though. Like the summon spirits in Symphonia are really cool. I like them all. The only one that is not really his fault. He sucks. It's Bolt, the electric one. He doesn't talk, which kind of sucks because like you get a lot of their personality from the way that they talk. Sylph and Dean, Oscar, Luna, Celsius, but Bolt, he doesn't talk. He does talk, but it's like in an ancient language that no one can understand. And the game puts that point across by like whenever Bolt talks, like the screen gets a little darker and like 3 dots appear on it. I think Rain can understand him because it's like some ancient language, but
Whoops, I'm just hallucinating a wooden horse in the middle of the shrine. Don't mind me.
It's awful tiny. You think it's for kids, maybe?
Toy horses are only rarely made for adults, so yes.
But what's a toy doing here inside the Shrine of Trials?
How would I know? Seems unlikely it's related to the trial.
It just bugs me.
Maybe it's some kind of hint. Toy horse, horses, horse and buggy.
Carrots, horse meat, horse burgers, horse waffles, horse cream cones. Crap. Now I'm hungry and yucked out.
The dread overthinking a non sequitur trap of the ancients. Tremble before their mastery of psychological torture.
I mean, I do too.
Sense treasure nearby.
Like, not majorly. I just want to eat. It's not like I'm hungry. I just want food because I like eating. Like, you shouldn't eat when you're bored, and I don't eat when I'm bored. When I'm bored, I just lay down and do nothing, which is worse, honestly. No, I eat whenever I think, like, hey, I like food, and then I just eat. Which I guess isn't really healthy, but I like eating. Hey, look, there he is. Maybe this time he'll let us touch him.
Dang, there it goes again.
Pretty fast for a thick slab of beef.
Weapons ready!
Frozen corpse is going to
I don't know if you'll catch up on the stream you missed. If you don't, that's fine. But there's one moment I want you to see, which is when we kill the Cardinal, because that's when Rose uses her Elma voice, as I call it. And it doesn't make any sense in the context because X came out after Zestiria, but I met Elma first and then Rose, so like when Rose gets serious, I call it her Elma voice. That won't be the only time that you hear the voice, you know. So if you're like bummed out about missing it, she'll say it. She'll do it a few more times. Not super often. I think we'll probably hear it mostly when we encounter. What was his name? Lunaire? Was that it? The fox guy? Whenever we encounter him again.
You can't just swing your sword around and win.
What about swinging an umbrella around?
I mean, swinging an umbrella around is at least clever. I'm trying to memorize how this place is laid out. Okay, I see where we have to go now. I think. Yes. I'm gonna say yes. Yes.
We're here to purify you, but it is still hurt.
Also, I like this tower move. This one. Yeah, those monolithic current. This is really cool.
I still got stamina to spare. You guys hanging in there?
Oh, that's why the door was blocked. There was a huge fucking rock in the way. Alright. I buy that. Oops, that time I don't mean to open it. My finger just keeps hitting the trigger.
Gotcha, Gold.
Saray, I'm ready.
I guess I gotta mention it now since I think we'll probably see it again. But gosh dang, like, there's something to be said for like character models that look so much better. Because like the Tales of Zestiria character models look pretty freaking awesome. I think even Vesperia, like Abyss and Vesperia look really good. Symphonia was a lot more chibi, not that that's bad, just cuter. So like, the Zestiria models I think are probably the best of all the games I've played so far. And yet, for as good as they look, they have a few issues. Like I said before, they're a little robotic, a little stiff at times during cutscenes and talking. But like the facial expressions, when they get done right, are really nice. It's just that I don't feel like there's enough movement for some facial expressions. It's especially noticeable in a lot of after-battle banter, where I'm like, I feel like there should be a bit more. It's not just that, it's also a combination of the performance, I guess. But the performance isn't bad, but I feel like the performance just isn't syncing up to what the characters are doing and how they move. But I think the oddest thing about this game, which we saw at the beginning of it, is Saray. His walk cycle is a little funny. It just seems super freaking stiff. Like, I don't know how you make a walk cycle look. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but there's something about it that just looks kind of funny, especially like this, since he's like quick walking when he's in the cloak. I don't know. There's just something about it that I think is like the oddest thing, and I'm like, maybe they should have like
My instincts tell me that there's treasures nearby.
touched it up a bit. But that's it, really. I mean, the models may be stiff, but at least the lip syncing isn't off. Which, Zestiria was super fun,
Are there any herbs
but the
around
lip sync was off that entire game. Like, the lip sync wasn't even there, to be honest. Once again, Vesperia counters that by being a very good game, so it's not that huge of an issue. But, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know why it was. I don't know if it was just because it was the port or whatnot, but I thought it was very odd because I swear, Tales of the Abyss. Oh yeah, that's right, Dark Souls. I noticed that when I was talking to the guys at the Firelink Shrine. Yeah, their models, they don't move at all. Is Dark Souls known for having like funny NPCs or something? I don't know, because just some of the ways that the characters have interacted with me so far is pretty funny. Like the merchant I just met at the Undead Burg. It's just some of the stuff that he says is like, I don't know. I mean, is that the tone they're going for? I mean, I guess if you're
I think it's time
in
to
this
take a
dark of
breath.
a world, the characters kind of need to brighten it up a little bit. Patches. All right. Did you play the original Dark Souls? Or any of them at all? I imagine you have, because you talk about. And yeah, Dark Souls is meant to be tragic, depressing. So I guess it's nice to have NPCs kind of lighten the mood then, right? Because I know about the endings for like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 only because Aaron and I watched the Game Grumps do it. And all the Bloodborne endings suck. Like, they're not... Like, not suck as in bad. It's just like, they don't... I played through 3 a bunch. I see Ember play. Okay, that's good. That's good. So you're better than me at it. Confirmed. But, like, the Bloodborne endings... My favorite ending is, out of the 3 of them that I saw, is the one where you beat Gehrman, the first hunter. And then...
Is that a treasure
you
chest?
don't fight the giant spirit chaos moon demon thing. The worst ending is when you do fight the giant spirit thing, moon demon thing, and then the ending kind of in the middle is the one where you don't fight either of them. I think what people would probably define as like a Bloodborne best ending is where you don't fight any of the final bosses, and that's like the good ending. And I'm like, yeah, sure, the ending's kind of nice, but it also feels super dismissive, and like, then what was the point if you don't get a fun boss fight? I think the Gehrman and Moon Demon endings are pretty similar, but the Gehrman ending has a very big difference as to why I think that one's better. So if I were to play Bloodborne, which we have it, and when I beat Dark Souls, maybe I'll pick that up as, if I beat Dark Souls, I'll do Bloodborne as my new, oh, this is where I'm going to suck at game. But, I definitely do the Gehrman ending. I think that one's the best. The true ending is fighting the first hunter and the moon presence. Well, that ending sucks. I don't like it. I like that when you beat Gehrman, you basically take his role and become like the
That
new
was actually
first
pretty
hunter.
decent. Must have been. If-
I like that. Like how the doll wheels you out in his chair now, and like you're in that position now. I think that's cool. And then the ending where Gehrman just releases you from the world and sends you back to the living world, it's like, that's it? Like, I mean, he did say he would do that, and I mean, I don't know if that was the point of the game, but okay. Then again, isn't one of the Dark Souls ending, like, the reveal that, like, the final boss was the main character of a different Dark Souls game? Because I know that the Firelink Shrine is in Dark Souls 1 and in Dark Souls 3.
The storm is coming! With all my strength, I shall smite evil! Go to divine wrath!
Okay, there we go. That's pretty depressing, honestly. But I mean, I guess that's the point of the game. But also really cool lore. All of his moves and miracles and spells derived from that game. That's awesome. That's honestly really cool. Like conceptually, that's just awesome. Like there's nothing else that can be said about that. It sucks because it's like, oh, you're ruining your own thing that you did. Like I'm actually curious about the other Dark Souls 3 endings. Because the only one I saw was the Game Grumps. At the end of the game, when you beat the final boss, you find like the first torch, I think it is, or something like that. I forget what it was called. But in the middle of the battlefield after you won the fight, right? And when you approach it, like a prompt pops up and it's like, light the first flame or call the Firekeeper. And Aaron's like, well, I guess we gotta light the flame, right? Because that's what they've done to all the bonfires up to that point. He's like, then I guess I'll call the Firekeeper. So he lit the flame, and then you just sit down and in front of the flame and the game ends. And I'm like, that was it? I really wanted him to call the Firekeeper because she told him to call her when he got to the first flame. I'm pretty sure he did that, and she said that in the conversation. And I was like, oh, then do that. And then he didn't do that, and I was kind of disappointed. I'm 99% sure she asked him to do that.
That's what the shepherd
DS3
can
gets a
do.
good ending where you band together with the Firekeeper and end the Age of Ember, essentially resetting humanity and not having any super powerful weapon to have conflict with. Yeah, you need to get a hidden item, the Firekeeper eyes for the... Yes, that's what he did! He did that! I remember him doing that, and then he didn't do it. But it's a trend, because to get the Moon Presence ending, you need to get all the tentacles, the little things, and then eat them before the final boss fight, right? Aaron went through the effort of getting all the tentacles, which I think is pretty tough. I could be wrong. And then he didn't eat them. He's like, oh, I fucked it up. And it was like, I don't know if Danny said it at that point, but he's like, this is the most Game Grumps appropriate ending. And honestly, it really was. That they would, after all the effort they put in to getting the true ending, they fucked it up at the last second because Aaron didn't know what to do with the tentacles.
Not in the mood, but oh well.
Yeah, it's really funny because he knew that he needed to get the tentacles. He knew that. He knew where they were. He got them all. He just didn't bother to like learn, or maybe he forgot when he was supposed to. He knew he was supposed to use them. He knew that. He just didn't know when. No, that's not it. That's not it. He thought that all you had to do was have them. That was his thing. He didn't know you had to eat them. That was the one thing he missed out on. He didn't know you actually had to use them. Like, I mean, I'm not making fun of him for that. I'm just, like, it's not like, oh, I'm so mad that I didn't get to see the Moon Presence ending. It's just, it was just funny that after all that effort they put in to guaranteeing they could get the ultimate ending, they didn't get it. Once again, as Danny says, Aaron, you stupid fucking bastard. It's so funny. Like, I may not enjoy the Game Grumps all that much anymore, but I will say, ending aside, their Dark Souls runs are super fun to watch. Like Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, especially Bloodborne. I definitely think that those are like Game Grumps LPs I would not mind rewatching because they're just so funny.
Is that your sword style? Pretty cool.
Well, I had a lot of practice with Mick.
And it's like if Aaron could beat the games, even if, to be honest, one of the ways I think Aaron has gone on record saying that he beat the games by himself at home, but like on like when he's Let's Playing and he gets stuck on some of the really hard boss fights, what he does in order to win them is he calls like really broken people to help him fight, which is how he was able to beat the final boss of Dark Souls 3 and also the the bonus boss DLC bosses, the Orphan of Kos in Bloodborne as well. He was able to beat those because he got online help, which, you know, I know a lot of people are like, oh, what a cop-out, but, like, I mean, come on. It's either he does that and wins it, or he spends the next 30 Game Grumps episodes trying to beat it on his own. And and it's not like he does it on first. He at least tries the bosses sometimes. I mean, as long as he attempts the bosses or tries to fight with his summons, I'm okay with it. It's just the only time I see it as an issue is when he summons and then doesn't do anything. When he just stands there and watches the summons beat the boss. That said, I still stand by that they're good LPs to watch. They're funny. And what's super cool in the DLC of Dark Souls 3, you get to fight the Keeper of the Dark Soul. You know, the thing the series is named after, and he's a super awesome boss, final boss, and it's awesome. The Keeper of the Dark Soul? Oh, that's cool. That does sound awesome. You know what? I kind of want all the Dark Souls games now. So I'll definitely play through Dark Souls 1 on Switch, and we'll see if I can beat it. I hope I can. And then after I beat it, I think I'm gonna jump from that to Bloodborne. Since I already have that one, I don't have to spend money to pick up Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3. Because my roommate bought it. He bought it to play it, and then he never played it. Not true. He played it like once, and it's still there. Gosh dang, that sounds pretty intense. Did you fight that one? I forget. Which one was the one you said you played? Give me a second. Yeah, you played through 3 a bunch. Like, did you do like a bunch of new game pluses in 3? Not surprised. Those games are built with that in mind. It's just like Tales of. It's super fun to do new game pluses. That's what I'm doing right now. This is a Tales of Zestiria new game plus run. Do I have to go to the other side now, or is the door open now? See, I'm excited. So I'm definitely going to try to get good at Dark Souls and see if I can beat it. It's going to be interesting jumping from Dark Souls to Bloodborne. Jumping from like the oldest one to the most recent one.
It looked terrifying, but I've never seen a Hellion so timid.
That's to be expected.
The Minotauros is a manifestation of the collective emotions of those who have been tortured and abused. This accounts for the anger it displays in all situations.
So, like, it rages at people to avoid the feeling of being raged at?
A case of misplaced anger, huh?
Wouldn't kill it to do a little reflection.
Yeah, I made it. This is the chamber where I need to talk to the pervy shepherd, but I need to defeat the Minotauros first. So we gotta go sneak up on it. Which I still think, unless I'm wrong, I think in order to sneak up on it, you need to use Miklio's power, which turns you invisible. Which I don't think is right. They should have found a way, like a room that you could trap him in by breaking blocks and dropping down walls, you know, to enclose him and then fight him in that room. Because then you're using Edna's power. But like using Miklio's power is like, but this is Edna's trial. It doesn't make sense. You never have to use other people's powers in the other trials to clear them. Not from what I remember. At least not the clear essential parts of them from what I remember.
Purification.
So where's the bull right now? Oh no, there was a monolith there. I think he's out here. I think he's out in the courtyard. There he is. There he is. Alright, so I'm gonna turn invisible and try to sneak up on him. He's only weak to wind. Alright. Minotauros.
It's giving up on running.
Looks like it means business. Be on your guard, everyone.
Guard!
What was that? It sounded like kids crying.
Dang, he just body slammed us. It's weak to wind, right? Yes. I think there's kids inside of it.
People would have been bullied or tortured. Could it have been children? I'm afraid it isn't unthinkable. You see.
Nope. Gosh dang. It body slammed me and I was not ready for it.
Don't worry, I'm gonna save you.
Right. Liberation from malevolence.
We'll save
Okay, well hopefully it does.
these children.
Did we truly save him?
I pray that we did.
We rocked that fight hard. Nailed it.
Sorry for scaring you. Goodbye. Rest in peace.
Edna. Wait, did the spirits of the children turn to Seraphim?
Dunno.
Let's move on to the altar. Pawan is waiting for us.
Yeah.
Roger.
I forgot. Did it?
Ignorance is unforgivable. I finally understand.
Oh, Edna.
Even if it's a pain, I'll never take the easy way out again. Though it totally is a pain.
That's the Edna I know.
I don't know if I mentioned, but last stream we killed a child and her pet dog. That's a thing that happened. I mentioned that, right? I didn't mention that? Alright. Yeah, a little girl and her pet dog were consumed by malevolence and turned into monsters. I don't know if you remember, but Pendrago was stated... No, Laston Bell was stated to be... there was like a serial killer going around, and we were trying to figure out who that was. So, the little girl turned into a Hellion. We fought her, and she was super easy to beat. She was really weak, and then she ran away. And we went to follow her, and we found her outside being eaten by another Hellion. And then we killed that Hellion, and that Hellion was her pet dog. The pet dog was the serial killer. The one going around killing people in Laston Bell.
You ready, Saray?
It turns out the girl and the dog were friends with Syndra, who was the seraph we met way out in the underground lake. That she left the city that she originally given her blessing to, because she was sick of humans. And the little girl knew that she existed, that Syndra was real. And so when Syndra left, she knew that Lassenbell no longer had a seraph. So she told everybody that there was no seraph in Lassenbell. It was gone. And people are like, "You're full of shit. We don't believe you." And they started bullying her, and that's what caused her and her dog to fall to malevolence.
We won. As
So
we
Syndra kind of screwed the pooch on that one. Pun not intended.
The Minotauros was born from the spirits of children. Hard to wrap my head around it. What could those kids have been doing in a place like this?
Ever since the Age of Chaos began, more and more Hellions have been pitiable types like that one.
You don't say. They must have been children whose parents didn't want them.
You mean they were abandoned children?
That's probably what this place is for, to most people in the area. A gruesome tradition indeed.
That parents could disavow their own flesh and blood like that. It's unconscionable. Even though we weren't his own flesh and blood, Gramps still took us in and raised us as his own. Yeah, it's hard to even think about.
Hey, come on! Buck up!
That's right. You saved them in the end, didn't you? You did something good in the world.
Yeah, it's gotten into you, Edna. You're being nice.
It's not like I can't admit when I'm wrong, you know. Unlike some people, I'm an adult.
Is that a fact?
Yes, it is. She's old and you meekly accept it. So between the girl and the dog that we murdered last episode and the kids that we kind of murdered but really set free this episode but were implied to have been killed and taken over by malevolence in the past, you would think we're done with child murder in this game. Oh, you're so wrong.
Looks like everything went well.
Yeah, though I felt sad for the Hellion.
I'll be honest, when Edna walked up to scare it off, I wasn't sure what would happen.
Looks like she learned her lesson.
Yes, bad Edna.
Yep, lesson learned.
Quite a motley crew you and your friends are.
So, does this mean that we've cleared the trial?
Yes, it does. Shepherd, Edna, step forth to give a prayer unto the altar.
Saray, none of his perviness rubbed off on you, did it? Huh? Can that even happen?
Can it?
Sorry. How's it feel?
Can it?
I do feel stronger.
Oh my gosh.
Are you off then?
Yeah. Thanks for everything, Pawan.
There is a cause and a reason behind all things. Grasp it, ponder it, and then proceed. Do not force the answers. Know that the journey of the shepherd begins by understanding the basis for the emotions that swirl around this world.
I will. Thank you.
Finally, legit advice!
Ta-da!
Moron. But still, thanks.
See you later.
Right.
Pawan in KH4, turns out he's the true villain. I would love to dive into like Kingdom Hearts spoilers, but like that's one thing I don't want to do in the middle of a stream.
So the last two trials are Whoosh and Kersplank.
Meaning wind and water, I take it?
What else would it mean?
Right, of course.
She's not wrong. Whoosh and Kersplank. We're gonna go for Whoosh first. We're saving Kerplunk for last because Kerplunk sucks. What was this again anyway? Right, I was targeting. How is it that you never... How is it that you're almost always freaking out about the dining hall? You should know when it closes. Just kidding, dude. And go grab some food. And do that myself later. I'm gonna switch gears to side quest now. Yeah, that happens, no problem. Also, I actually don't know where the wind trial is, so I should probably focus on that.
Nice job, Nickleo. You've been slacking off, haven't you?
So no problem. If you go now, you probably won't miss anything important.
Ready for this?
Weakness against fire. Alright. I forget which direction fire is on. How are you guys? Earth and wind.
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Was this a mistake? I don't know. I just wanted to try. I feel like Rose and Saray are the only ones I'm actually good at, so. Okay, now I'm slowed. I forgot that was something they added to this game. That if you're suffering from an ailment, you can't heal. It's true for you and the bad guys. Which is a very interesting thing. Weak to fire. I can do that. Or maybe I can't. Do I have like a fire art that I can use down here? I do. Oh, cool. She has Rising Phoenix. That's awesome. More werewolves, okay. I didn't get old the first time. Like when I actually do the ones for the Seraphs, I think I'm just gonna like lower the difficulty and really, really, really hone in on the fact that I'm on an easier difficulty. Cause like I got a higher level, so I should be fine, right? You guys are weak to wind, yeah. Very weak to wind. Another troll? Gosh dang. Oh, two.
Doesn't look good.
No, it does not. Sorry about being quiet, just like really trying to focus on this. I wish there was like a count for how many enemies are left. Or something. I'd just like to know. Oh.
We're survivors.
Guess
no
that was the
matter
last
what.
one.
Boom! Done and done.
You made it.
Yeah. Were you worried?
Not especially.
Ouch! Come on, you could have worried about me a little bit.
I just estimated your power and weighed it against that of your enemies. And I was right.
Huh. Want to see if your estimates were really correct?
Whoa! I don't think that's necessary.
Probably not. Sorry, I'm still in kill everything mode. I'll switch it off.
You really are impenetrable sometimes.
Hey, quit laughing! Although, you're always such a frowny Freddy. Maybe it's okay once in a while.
Make up your mind.
Kill everything mode? Jeez. Alright, well back to Saray we go. Oh, I have everything, all the moves except for the one that's on left. Alright. Same for Rose actually too. All right, so we cleared this area. So next up, we're actually going to be going back to Lastonville now, which is originally what I wanted to do at the start of the stream, but then got distracted chasing Maven, and then it's like, oh, this is Avery's hunting ground, Earth Place. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. That makes sense, right?
Ready, Nickleo?
Go for it! Dragon Bang! Light the way! Focus your efforts! Everyone, light the way! Echo Shot!
Last chance! Strong as the earth! Behold, ruin!
You were quite strong, but we're no pushovers either.
No, we are not. We now have the Earth power. So all that's left,
Weapons ready!
I mean, we already know wind, water. That'd be good. So Lastonville, we're going back there because they want to check in on the kids. The kids in the forest that were like trying to find people. They were trying to find injured soldiers who ran away from the Battle of Oblivion Basin and steal shit from them. They're tiny little vultures, basically. We're gonna find out what's up with them. What else is going on in Lastonville? Oh, actually, Gododin. We gotta stop by Gododin too. We'll do that. I think that's actually closer.
Here you go.
Please, Edna!
This is a very crowded place. Why did you have to run into us here?
Ready? Back to it! It's time! Howling Blade! Tempest! Alright! I need a hand! Get on! Get on! Go
I still got stamina to spare. You guys hanging in there?
Somehow we're all okay, even though we haven't been to an inn in a while. I seriously don't remember where the wind trial is. Wish I knew. It's gonna be a long trip, because we gotta go all the way back to the Meadow of Triumph. What the heck does Western Bolt Gorge lead to? I'm trying to remember. Because the bridge is what the Great Camelot Bridge is what takes us to the rocky desert area.
Shall we go?
Want to see a deal with that?
Let's do some fortune telling. Please, pick one.
No way, I don't believe in that stuff, is what Rose would say.
Rose is indeed quite down to earth.
Hey, ask me! I do believe in that stuff, you know?
Good old fortune telling. And when's the last time Lila ever actually told
My
someone's
instincts tell
fortune?
me that there's treasures nearby.
Alright, well, we got a long way to go, so what can I chat about? Well, we're just running from point A to point B. I keep thinking of like anything interesting happened at work, but I mean, nah. I mean, for those who don't know, I work retail. I'm over Clearwater Beach. It's a store called Surf Style. Some a souvenir shop basically, tourist trap. We sell clothes,
Victory is ours.
boogie boards, body boards, just beach stuff basically. Beach chairs, umbrellas. Most of our store though is filled with clothes. Like 75% of the store is closed. You know, it all says Clearwater Beach in Florida. You know, and then there's a bunch of brand name clothes like we got a bunch of Yeti, Guy Harvey, Salt Life, just a bunch of things. We sell a ton of sunglasses too. We got a lot of brand name sunglasses. Super expensive stuff. I think it's like almost singularly the most expensive stuff we sell are sunglasses. They're like $200. Most expensive single item I've seen though, I think goes to the Yeti. The Yeti cooler we sell at like $300.
Humans and gold. Guess it's like cheese for rats, huh?
You know what I mean? Well, we've been pretty busy because of spring break, and you know the season and all that. But lately, we kind of slowed down. This week specifically has been pretty chill. You know, we were nuts and just on fire all last week, and the week before that, and the week before that. But now it's not bad. It's good. It's good. We might be getting busy again next week. It's what one of my bosses told me, but we'll see. Or not told me. She just said. Like in general, when she was talking to someone else and I overheard it, I'm like, are we gonna get busy next week? We'll see. It's not that bad a job, you know. I get paid. I have money. I can buy shit. I can buy food. It's my favorite thing. So, you know. And it stinks that job I was able to buy this capture card in the first place with Sesame Stream. It also stinks this job I was able to buy this laptop that I'm actually using. So, you know, thank you, job. You let me do stuff. Play games and crap. Okay, Meadow Triumph, here we are. How the heck do I get to Gadot? I cannot remember for the life of me. I know the Cambria Caverns had a shortcut. Quote-unquote shortcut that takes us there. But what region is that in? Because we come out of it. It's not Briarcliff Ridge, because why would Briarcliff Ridge be covered in darkness right now? It's peculiar. I'm gonna go to the Cambria Caverns and cut through there. That's Briarcliff Ridge again. Is it sealed off on this side too? No, this side of the ridge is fine. And there's a Gododin, so then what's wrong with the other side? Eater Cave East. Well, whatever. Let's go stop at Gododin. There's an inn there, so we can rest. As I just realized I didn't have to go this long way. I unlocked the shortcuts.
Do we really need to do this?
Let's do some fortune telling. Please.
Actually, while Pete's gone, let's just take a break and equip shit. Okay, there we go. That took a bit of time. And also, when we visit Godaiden, we'll fuse a bunch of weapons and shit. And they really don't make getting to Godaiden easy, do they? Oh, I feel a sneeze itching in the back of my nose.
Please, Edna! Ha! Get off! Edna! Strike! It's over! Go for it! Burn! Hold on, everyone! Concentrate your attack! What? Get on! Dragon Bang! Hurry! Hold on, everyone! Get on! Strike! Purification complete! Is it just me? Or does the village have more malevolence than before?
I feel it too.
Oh right, I forgot that this place doesn't have a seraph yet.
There's something I want to tell you, since you've acquired the power to armatize.
Yeah?
Hidden arts are stronger than martial arts. Seraphic arts are stronger than hidden arts. And martial arts are stronger than seraphic arts. That's the basics. But we can only use martial arts and seraphic arts, which means that Seraphim aren't able to accommodate all types of enemies. You guys can use martial arts and hidden arts on your own. And during armatization, you can use hidden arts and seraphic arts.
Human, seraphim, and armatization. So we can compensate for each of the 3 different types depending on how we use them.
Yeah. For example, for enemies that don't use any seraphic arts, it would be more advantageous if you armatize. Of course, you may encounter enemies which can be taken down more easily when you are not armatized as well. It just means that the armatization isn't all powerful.
Right.
There's the advantage of being able to concentrate 2 powers into one. But there's also a disadvantage to that as well. Assess your situation at all times. But the worst situation you can get yourself in is getting in a pinch from overthinking things. You gotta find your own balance out there.
I'll take things one step at a time. Thanks, Dezel.
I forgot about that. I knew that there was a triangle with how the arts behave with one another. I forgot that certain characters only have access to 2, although it's incredibly obvious now that I look at it. So it's martial arts and hidden arts. And then martial arts and seraphic arts. So the Seraphs don't have hidden arts. And we don't have seraphic arts. But as armatizations, we have hidden arts and seraphic arts where you lose our martial arts. So yeah, that was it. Makes sense. About time we rested it in.
Are you looking for Chief Slenge?
Yes, I'm an acquaintance of the chief, and...
I'm sorry, but the chief is indisposed right now due to illness and will not be taking visitors.
That's a fake Seraph.
What? He
I mean,
is?
Shepherd.
But be of good cheer! In the name of the shepherd, I vow to heal this noble servant of the people!
Oh, so you're the shepherd, are you?
Nothing escapes your eye, my lady. Indeed, I am the renowned, the incomparable Shepherd Malfour!
Who can't see us in the slightest.
All hail the mighty shepherd.
I can tell from your unique accoutrements that you wish you were a shepherd as well. Eminently understandable, but I cannot recommend it. The shepherd's life is one of solitude. He spends his days in constant battle, unappreciated by the world he cherishes.
Okay?
In any case, rest assured that the village chief is in the caring hands of Shepherd Malfour.
Do you think it's malevolence that's causing his illness?
Is the chief even sick? I don't trust that guy.
But we do know that the amount of malevolence in this village is increasing.
Let's start by reviving the blessing of Gadadin. We can worry about the chief after that.
Makes sense. That's the real shepherd's job, after all.
So is that it? Are we not? Do we not get the Iris Gem? Oh, did you steal it, little kid?
Did that kid have resonance or something? That dirt leech he talked about is a Hellion, isn't it?
Yes. It's a very troublesome Hellion with high vigilance. It'll be difficult to catch it.
That sucks. I don't want to deal with that crap. I also don't want to go into Yeater Cave right now. It's not really something I'm looking forward to. It's too labyrinthian in there. Oh, you're back. What's up? You can only be the shepherd if your love interest is Rose. I mean, you're not wrong. I think the funny thing is they waited until the moment Alicia left the party to make like a Saray and Alicia ship reference. Like literally, it happened and then she was gone. And it's like, well, I guess that's not happening. So I mean, you know. Yeah, that big shepherd guy is just apparently Slenge, or who we know is Mesedra, the Pope of Rolance. He says that he's sick and that he's not seeing anybody. So yeah, and that has led us to oh my god, I have so many things. So and also some kid said that he saw a dirt leech in a dungeon in a cave that I don't want to go into, but I'm gonna have to do it at some point. So what I'm doing right now is exactly what the game doesn't want you to do, which is just to fuse things randomly, but I don't care. So I'm just fusing things randomly. The game's like, make sure that you like actually think about it, and I'm like, but why? Why would I think about? Why would I do that? Also, it is getting expensive. This takes a lot of time, honestly. And also a lot of money, as you can see. If I did it more often, it wouldn't take as long. But I'm streaming and I don't want to stop every 5 minutes to do this. And there, we're done. Everything is fused. It took half my money. Also, I rested at the end, so everybody's back in tip-top fighting shape, and we're gonna go to Uter Cave now. I don't want to, but we're gonna have to. I hate how windy this place is. Like, can we just get a straight road to walk on, please? I remember the Dirt Leech boss. I do remember. I don't think it was that hard, but it's been a while. It doesn't matter. We're gonna do it anyway. We're never making it to Last and Bell this stream, are we? I mean, I'm still going to be going on for... I think we'll be able to get the Last and Bell after we complete Eater Cave. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in the mood to, like, fully explore places anyway, because it takes too long. So I'll just hop in, go through it, grab as much treasure as I can, and all that stuff I happen to come across, and then just exit out the back way. But these... Well, actually, I think this dungeon is actually really good because it has a way to get from the ending back to the beginning without having to run through the whole dungeon again, which is nice. Okay, here we are. Yitter. Wow. Look at that. I mean, it's very windy, but there's only one level to go down at least, so that's not too bad. Must fuse. Skeleton Man. Also, I switched back to Saray. Like I said I was going to do after the Earth Dungeon. At least I think I said that.
You act on instinct way too much.
Oh? Did your instincts tell you that?
So, what food you get? What was it? Because that was fast. Did you eat it all or what? Man, dude. Take a breath.
Is that a treasure chest?
Kinda. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Oh, yeah, I remember these Catmen.
It's a martial arts trained Hellion. Should be pretty tough.
You don't let it come near you, it's no big deal.
No problem. Like, sometimes I wish I ate faster, but I just, like, I don't know. I mean, it depends. If it's something, like, really, that I really like, then I'll probably, like, devour it in, like, seconds. Happens a lot at work when I get really hungry.
Looks like we win.
So what did you eat, dude? Tell me so I can get hungrier. Oh, more skeletons. Stop it. Stop it. I don't like you guys. No. Ah, cinnamon cookies. That sounds really good, man. Fish and chip? What kind of fish specifically? I just noticed fish. That's Tilapia's good. I like that. I really like cod. And of course I eat a lot of tuna, but I mean, who doesn't?
We're survivors no matter.
No!
Stupid is as stupid does.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Purification complete.
That was easy.
I sense treasure nearby.
That sound that the ghosts make when they appear, that, like, is very close to how Shadow sounded back in Tales of Symphonia. Just like that weird, wispy, hissy sound. I don't like it. It kind of freaks me out. There it goes again.
What's this?
Accurizer. I mean, I imagine that's a sword that increases your accuracy, but it's kind of useless in the game where you can't really miss. Like, missing in this game is user error. It's not like the game says, oh, you missed because 60% chance of fucking up. I just noticed fish. Excuse me for asking the hard question. No, but yeah, I mean, gosh dang, I haven't had a tuna sandwich in forever. Maybe one day. Ah, no!
Get ready.
Yes, we Earth.
For you.
Let me tell your fortune. Please pick one.
No thanks.
Choosing not to choose means you're a short fuse type.
That's fortune telling?
It doesn't matter what response you give Lila in regards to fortune telling. She'll figure something out.
That smell.
Whether you do it, you don't do
herbs?
it, or you decide maybe. She'll figure something out. Oh my gosh, I hate looking at these maps. Well, you kind of need to look at them to know exactly where to go. So the leech boss is over there in the circular path to our left. But we can't just get there right now because the jump point, which is right in front of us as you can see, is blocked by a rock. So we need to get around to the other side to break the rock to come back. But that's handy because it's a really quick way to come back.
Shall we go? Looks like we win.
Also, in my last stream, I did find another Norman. Making it 2 that I found so far. Of the, like, remaining 9, 10, maybe?
My instincts tell me that there's treasures nearby.
So that's good. I remember finishing the game, when I finished the game loaded it up again, it's like you can now do like bonus ruins and shit like that. But like, where are they? Because I explored every inch of this world. I really did. It didn't take me that long. It's not as big as it could be. But like, so where do they just like appear somewhere, or was there like a door that like was previously uninteractable but is now interactable? I don't know. So I'm actually kind of curious about that. And the most exciting thing about playing this game again is finishing it so that I can get to the post stuff, because that stuff I never touched, and so I'm excited to see what that entails.
Don't get careless out there.
whenever I get to that point, you know. I got Syrian Gale, it's so cool.
Looks like we win. Is that a treasure chest?
I thought it was silver for some reason. That's what I get for looking at it out of the corner of my eye.
Please, Edna.
I can't believe there are so many Hellions out there.
Ooh, these aren't locked.
I sense treasure nearby.
I think Saray's like, get out of my way, smash. Saray, smash.
There you go.
18 gold, not bad. I guess if I really wanted to, I could just save point travel. I don't need to run all the way back out. That's probably what I'll do. Let's quick save and get ready for this fight with a leech. Shouldn't be too hard. I actually don't remember. I don't remember if I had a hard time with this fight.
Okay,
It was so small I didn't even see it.
So tiny.
so tiny.
Small but quick. Don't lose sight of it.
Should I use wider range attacks?
If you can hold them back, we'll follow your lead.
It's Whittle Baby. It's so small. It's only weak to fire. Okay. Let's bring Lila in. It resists everything else. That's good because Saray mastered his entire fire chain of attacks. Why are you so small, mister? I was trying to do the Mystic Art. For some reason it wasn't taken. Burn! Die already!
What a formidable formidable opponent.
There we go. Burn the baby.
Did I become a
Oh,
hellion?
right.
I'm
Somehow I
sorry.
always forget that we
I
need to
must have
find the
caused you all great
Seraphs.
trouble.
No, we're just glad you're
It's a
all
very
right.
important task. I don't remember it at all.
My name is Forcia. Oh my! There's an iris gem here.
An Earthen Historia. Could we have that?
But of course. This is nowhere near enough to show my gratitude, however.
No, it's perfect. Thank you.
Dear me, what an honorable shepherd you are.
If you'd like to thank us, could you maybe give your blessing to a village? It's called Gadadin, and it's very close by.
Gadadin. That's the village outside the Shrine of the Fire Trial, correct? Do you have a vessel lined up?
We'll find one for you.
All right. I'll head over to the village for now.
What was that all about? They've started interfering, I suppose. Heldolf's followers are causing mischief in human society. To create malevolence?
Sounds connected to what we saw earlier.
Right. He was taking advantage of wars to produce Hellions. So he's trying to start another war!
But this is a record of the past. That war is probably well underway.
He's deceiving everyone.
Not quite. I'm sure there are those who have joined hands with him of their own free will.
How could they?
Unfortunately, we can't rule out the possibility.
Aren't those Earthen Historia always just full of the best, like, good news and stuff? It's never depressing to look at any of them, is it? Anyway, so, yeah, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Good, which is good, because I didn't want it to be tough.
Weapons ready!
So, next we're going back to Lastenbell. This time for real. Even though I don't think, well, yeah, it was. I was gonna say I don't think the event takes place in Lastenbell, but that's where we need to go to find out about the kids to see if they're still up to no good. And also maybe we'll find the Trial of Winds somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Quite a fearsome fighting style.
From my standpoint, you're the one that's fearsome.
Alright, let's see. Where's the exit? Alright, all the way up there. Great. Alright, that path is blocked too. Ah, it's never easy, is it?
Nicleo?
You've been slacking off, haven't you? What's this?
Oh, there was pound cake in there. Well, it's funny thinking like, oh, this chest in the middle of a cave in the middle of nowhere has pound cake in it. All right. I mean, where else would you put it, right?
Well, that's a wrap.
I keep forgetting to use my hidden arts. I always just rely on the basic chain of martial arts. The hidden arts probably help.
My instincts tell me that there's treasures nearby.
I can remember where I put certain elemental moves. They'd come in much more handy. But I don't. I just kind of like whip them out whenever I want. Also, there are things that help enemies cast their spells, so like...
Is that a treasure chest?
Yeah, if an enemy is casting a spell, don't hit them with that kind of attack, or it'll just speed it up. Stop following me, skeleton. Stop it. I said stop it. I don't want to go to the bone zone. It really costs 1,000, almost 2,000 to teleport to Gadadin. It's right there.
Shall we go?
That's what the shepherd...
Hey, while you were gone, I also did Rose's little trial thing, where you have to do a series of fights only with Rose by herself. I completed it, which was pretty great. It wasn't that tough, but I mean, I guess Rose and Therese would be the easiest one of them all, to be honest.
Slenge, is it alright for you to be up?
Worry not, excitable youngster. Everything has been taken care of. Thanks to the selfless heroism of Shepherd Malfour!
Shepherd, I must apologize for causing you concern. However, I am afraid I still feel unwell. Please, excuse me.
He's acting strange. Did something happen?
That man named Malfour was threatening the chief. I'll expose your misdeeds, you fallen pope, he said.
What? How did he know?
Malfour used to be a priest, and we already know the church is investigating the fake elixir.
Could you explain to me the details of what's going on? I see. So the missing pope was the one producing the fake elixir.
Yeah, but it was for the sake of the villagers.
Slenge told Malfoy the distribution route and formula for making this fake elixir, on the condition that the church will continue to buy vermilion ore.
What do you mean?
So you're saying he didn't come to intimidate, but to negotiate?
Yes, The church will overlook the former pope's crime. In exchange, it will gain control of the distribution channel for the fake elixir. And as the mediator, Malfoy will gain prestige and credibility.
So Gododin will finally get legitimate revenue.
But they're covering up a crime. And now the church itself is going to be selling fake elixir? That's just insane.
Unfortunately, these things happen.
Humans need money to live. That's what it comes down to.
I don't suppose you're still open to blessing this village?
I was thinking that the school building might work as a vessel. What do you think?
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, it's the best Rose content.
The Pope, the village chief, seems to have recognized that his time is drawing near. Even my blessing cannot forestall the inevitable.
Is that why he's trying to secure a revenue stream for the village?
I would like to stay a while longer and see what results his determination brings.
Thank you, Forcia.
You're quite welcome.
The results his determination brings.
And there we go. We have another of these guys. What are they called? Ooh, he's almost close to. She's almost close to leveling up. So let's give her some things to help level it up. Only needs 3.16 more. So there. Blessing level 8. Set boons. Boom, boom, boom. The same ones as always that I put on every single place, but that's what you do. So that's cool, huh? Sanctify equipment. To double the effects of the first skill. Offer items, set Norman. I definitely don't want to do that. There we go. No biggie. Really? What? Oh crap. Alright. Well, where is it? Send me a link, bro. I'll watch it on stream right now. It on YouTube? I thought so. But I mean, like, there we go. That's the link that I was looking for. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Oh, shut up. I haven't seen it yet. You haven't seen it yet? I mean, you can watch it now. That's what I'm going to do. It's 2.5 minutes, huh? Well, I'll watch it in a bit, actually. Let me give it some time. I'll be right with it. I have it loaded up. Yay. But first, oh.
Dezel's wind stepping skill sure
Are you
is
kidding me?
useful in
It's
traveling
incredibly
around.
useful.
Yep. When you say wind, speed is definitely the first thing that comes to mind.
Wind isn't the only thing that relates to speed.
What do you mean?
There's only one source of power. And besides, there may be multiple factors that influence the outcome.
I'm not sure I get what you mean.
It doesn't matter if it's water or fire. You can produce similar effects depending on how you use those powers.
Dezel, do you think you can teach me how to use them?
I can only teach you the basics. The rest all depends on you.
Looking out for others as always, huh, Dezel?
Whatever.
Yes, they do. It's also funny that he had that conversation with Mikleo of all people, given that Mikleo learns wind stepping, which is the same skill that Dezel has. So it's like maybe he did teach him.
We restored
Maybe.
the village's blessing, but Slenge is dying. It's gotta be due to the toxins produced from processing the vermilion ore.
Most likely. And he must have known that from the start.
He probably wanted this kind of punishment.
Because he committed a crime, huh? If that's all true, then there's no need for the scattered bones to get involved.
This must be the answer he arrived at. It may sound harsh, but there isn't anything more we can do about this situation.
Still, it gets me royally ticked off at the church. And what seraph would tolerate their worship?
If that Malfoy guy came up with all this, I gotta hand it to him. Pretty good for someone who acts like a quirky bit part in a play.
But he wasn't emitting any malevolence at all. What sort of person is he exactly?
It's got me wondering too. I think I'll have the scattered bones look into him.
Yes, please do that, Rose. I honestly forgot if Malfoy, like, if there was anything about him, you know, important at all. I don't remember. All I know is that they're spending an awful lot of time talking about him in such a short period of time. Meanwhile, we have not referenced Alicia at all, or Lady Lake, or Lunaire. No one's talking about him. All right, save point travel. Where are we going? Lastenville, right? Yep. The end. Okay, so I'm gonna watch the Star Wars trailer now. Are you gonna do that, or am I gonna do that? I'm gonna do that. Just gonna have it muted because it'll probably copyright everything, but I'll at least watch and then talk about it after the fact. Let me see. Where is the button for that? That's the button. Whoop! Wrong button. Wrong button. And I'm back. Okay, let's get back to Tales of. Okay, that was an interesting trailer. I liked it. Once again, it has that advantage that I remember. I think The Force Awakens had it. That was 7, right? Where they show a bunch of stuff and then there's like no context, but the stuff looks cool, so you like looking at the stuff. And I like that kind of stuff. So, good trailer. Last movie. This Christmas. Dang, what do you think, right? Is little Margaret from the inn okay? She'll be back, right? She's dead. Little Margaret's dead. Sorry. Who's this man?
The Valkyrie, Maltran.
What? You know about Maltran?
Even if I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
Alright, it's Alicia's teacher we're talking about here.
My name's Saray.
He's the shepherd.
The shepherd? Truly, I do feel something special about you.
I believe this man possesses some resonance, however slight it may be.
But shepherd or no one has yet to believe a word I say.
It hurts when people don't believe you. I understand how that feels. But I found people who would listen to me and believe in me. And that saved me from the pain.
My word.
So please, tell us your story.
10 years ago or so, I served as a Knight of Rollins in a conflict against the Kingdom of Highland. That is where I encountered her, Maltran, famed as the Blue Valkyrie. Before we could even react, in the blink of an eye, that lone woman had wiped out our entire unit. I turned tail and fled. I had no pride. I simply didn't want to die. As my cowardly legs carried me away, I glanced back at her. But she was being attacked by monsters, great lizards the size of men, wearing the armor of Highland.
Hellions!
I swear that I saw them. Saw those beasts swarm over her as she fell. And yet, Maltran is still alive.
I believe your story.
Thank you. You do have the way of the shepherd about you.
Show enough.
Please take this and continue to care for the people, especially poor lost souls such as me.
I will. Thank you.
Oh, that's where we get the rose corsage from. That's what they're both wearing, as you can see. It's a good camera angle. Show enough! Only Rose would say that. Only Rose could get away with saying that. If they're still active, we probably hear about it in Laston, though. If you're curious, why don't we ask around a bit? So the story the guy told, I'm wondering if that has anything to do with anything, really. Maltran. And how she was attacked. She serves Highland. She was attacked by Highland Hellions. And he thought she was gone, but she's still around. Huh. I'm trying to think about ahead in the game if that means anything. I don't think it does. We'll learn about that later, though, maybe. I don't know.
Aren't they referring to the group of children we met back then?
We should let them know. If the army is after them, they won't stand a chance.
That's why I told them to stop.
This is the part where I don't care. The Rollins army has started cracking down those bandit kids who've been attacking soldiers that left the battlefield. So let them. Let the kids die. I don't care about the kids. I hate kids. So yeah, the Lemoric cave. Going through that cave is what gets us back to Lady Lake. And Alicia and all that. That's where we have to go through to get back over there for the water trial. But I want to get the wind trial done first, but I don't remember where it is. Like, I don't know, like, part of me is like, hey Pete, could you look up where it is so I could remember? Because I don't remember. Like, I don't think I have to do it last. I'm nine that I know that I did the Earth trial last time. I really don't remember. Oh, look! Dead kids. Are they dead?
It's the kids. The ones hunting soldiers.
They're dead.
They are dead. Look,
Come
more
on,
dead
do it.
children.
Doubtful. They wouldn't leave corpses in the open like this. Nor would they go to such extremes. Who else could it be? Thank goodness! One's still alive!
we did what they asked. Why?
Saray, watch out!
Why did you kill them?
Oh shit. Like, how many dead kids, right?
We'll deal with that later.
We must purify her.
I told you last stream we killed a child and her pet dog. And then there were all those children that made up the Minotauro's Hellion. And now there's these more dead kids. This game has a really weird interest in killing children, and I respect it. I respect it.
We did it. But she was the only one we could save.
Hey, over there!
Oh, he's still breathing.
Boo, why did he
Whoa there,
survive?
Mr. Shepard, what's going on?
Oish! Perfect timing.
We need help!
Let's start with the treatment. Just leave the young'uns to me.
I forgot Oish was still here.
Neither of them have mortal injuries, but they're not waking up yet.
Did our purification fail?
No, it's more of a psychological kind of deal.
What on earth could have happened to them?
He beat us. We did what we were told and lived as bandits.
He? So you guys were hired by someone?
Yeah. We weren't sure we wanted to keep hunting lone soldiers. Then he told us there was an easier way to make money. We did what we were told and attacked the carrier. And he bought all the stolen freight for a high price. He even promised us that he'd hook us up with legit jobs soon after.
So who is this guy?
I don't know. Our leader was the only one who talked to him, and I'm not that smart. But we believed in him, because we always wanted to have honest jobs. But then he said he was gonna destroy all the evidence, and send a bunch of soldiers and killed everybody.
Destroy all the evidence?
We were so foolish. I've never been smart, but I'm so disappointed in myself. Please, avenge them. They took all our money, too. We only have this, but please.
And Earth and Historia.
Don't worry. The scattered bones will see your request through.
Rose.
At the very end of that fight, Lila died and missed out on the EXP. Some things never change. Some things never change.
He beat the dragon in one hit!
And a fully materialized one at that.
What tremendous power!
You saw that mass of malevolence at his back. The Hellion possessing him is far beyond anything we've ever fought.
Yeah, I'll definitely need to get stronger.
One punch.
That's your reaction? I don't know whether to be worried or relieved.
You're not wrong. You're a puppy. Puppies are good. Everyone knows puppies are good. So Rose, what's your to-do list look like now? Oh, just 2 pages, thank goodness. You heard anything about Lady Lake? Boris Ruins? Can't leave those crucibles as they are. Maven, okay, that's all understandable. So where to next, you think?
Are you really going to take on his request?
Yeah, I mean, I kinda already did.
Huh. Are you sure this is okay? I hate to sound harsh, but those children were accomplices in a crime.
Yeah, meaning in this case, the mercenaries punished the group of thieves who caused them all this trouble. But, I mean, those kids were just trying to survive. They knew they were doing a bad thing, and they were trying to break free of that vicious cycle. Someone took advantage of that and murdered them. What those kids did was wrong, but even so, the one who betrayed them was just as wrong.
Maybe, but sorry. I don't know the right answer to this.
I'm not blaming you. Sorry if I made you feel that way. And it's not like it's just their problem.
Huh?
Just don't worry about it. Seriously, I'll totally do the detective work. If it's a Hellion thing, it's all you.
All right. Let's find out who's behind it all first.
You got it. Oh yeah, almost forgot. I should ask Agil to look after these kids.
She's the most happy-go-lucky assassin you'll ever meet. Maybe this will tell me something. This is where it says that where the trials are.
Finished! Would you like some?
Aphreed's hunting ground and another in Briarcliff Ridge, both near the center of the continent. The last one in Westrun Gorge towards the west. Okay, one in the north in Lake Haven. That is that's the water one. Aphreed was the earth one. Briarcliff was the fire one, and Westrun Bolt is the wind one. Alright then, so let's see if we can get to Westrun Bolt. Because that place was originally covered in malevolence.
Iris gems really are beautiful. Too beautiful, more like it. That's why most people think they're just glass, or some other kind of decoration. I see. What are they actually made of?
It's not a natural mineral.
They were most likely crafted through the use of multiple seraphic arts. Even so, it's practically unbelievable that there's something inside that lets you see the past. I wish you could watch anything from the past that you wanted. I'd watch 1,000 years of history. Better hope you live 1,000 years then, because that's how long it'd take. Oh, right.
That would be hard even for a seraph.
Both Iris gems and ruins are just fragments of the past. What's important is what you get out of them. Because history is the architect of our hearts. Whoa, Miclio! That was a sweet quote. You think so? I'm planning to put it in the book I write one day.
Well, aren't you full of surprises?
I mean, don't you think it'd be a waste not to pass on our tale to future generations?
I would love to read your book, Miclio.
I'll give you a copy. Signed even. Darn. I gotta come up with my own quote and signature.
Ancient DVDs indeed. Oh yeah, there's skit. Yay.
Flour from the Pearl Oats region is second to none.
Tales of Mikleo.
For
Yeah.
strawberries, though, you can't beat ones from Marlet.
What should we do for milk?
What are you talking about?
We're brainstorming local regions where we can get our key ingredients to make a delicious shortcake.
Picking the right ingredients will determine the quality of the food. Remember that.
Gotcha. So how's that going?
We were going to get flour from the Pearl Oats region and the strawberries from Marland. But we haven't decided on where to get milk yet.
The region we should get it from will depend on the kind of milk we want.
Hey, Saray, do you prefer light, smooth milk or rich, creamy milk?
Huh. I like the rich, creamy kind.
Then we should get it from Lake Haven.
Sounds like the ideal plan. Thanks for telling us, Dazzle.
I just felt like it is all. Don't read into it.
What kind of milk do you like? I don't know. I just like milk when it tastes good. That's about my the extent of my knowledge. Okay, so where did this say was Western Bolt Gorge, right? That is outside of Pendrago, I believe.
So which one of you influenced the other into ruin exploring mania?
Man, I don't even remember.
You were the one who started it, obviously. Always dragging me around like that.
You were the one who first took interest in the treasure hunting aspect of it all.
That's only because I wanted there to be some sort of overarching goal to what we were doing.
Well, I've learned one thing from all this.
What is it?
That I don't care about this stuff at all.
That's all you got out of this?
Nice. Oh, Rose. Never change. She don't care. It's like that knowledge isn't gonna make her any money, even though it technically could, you know? I don't think Western Bolt should be, like, if there is indeed a trial over there, it shouldn't be covered in darkness. Hopefully not. Anyway, I don't know if we'll do the wind trial. I don't remember if it took long. Assuming it's even open, because I definitely don't want to do the water trial right now, so we'll just see. Because the water trial isn't as easy as, like, we just go there. Because it's like, it's back at Lady Lake, so we gotta cut through a cave to get over there. It's pretty far off. In addition, there's other side stuff I want to do. Actually, yeah, also, when we go back to Lady Lake, that means we can return to Elysia, which is another thing on Rose's list. As she's insisting that we go back and visit family. You know how it goes. Saray has to show his grandfather his new girlfriend. I mean, that's a rule, right?
Let's begin the purification.
Let's get him! Let's get him!
Prepare yourself! Deep luminescence! Don't let up!
Tiger Blade! No foe
Can stand in our way!
Wow, I haven't seen that. I mean, I have seen that one before. I'm just surprised it took this long for it to pop up now. I remember seeing that one a ton in my first playthrough. I'm like, wait a minute, I think that's the first time that happened. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I'm honestly confused. The trial's supposed to be here, and yet they don't want us to do it. I guess that means we gotta do wind last, so we have to do water next, which I don't want to do right now. I'm kind of starting to feel the hunger. Alright, so I mean, we'll do one more thing before you finish the stream. I'll complete Suray's special temple crucible thing. And then we'll move the crew to outside of Lastenbell and near the entrance to the Lamorak Cave, which is what we gotta cut through to get back to Lady Lake. And then we'll end it there. And so next stream, we'll go through Lamorak, back to Lady Lake, and we'll do the water temple. Which also means that we can do the, what's it called? The Boar's Ruins. Those were back in the Lady Lake region. And there was apparently a iris gem there, so.
We mustn't hold back.
Ready?
I can get changed without making a sound.
Knife! She has knives. Stabby. Hey, what do you have there? A knife? No! No, she has two. It's even worse. I'm trying to think about that fuck meme. You know, the one where one character says fuck and the other one's like, gasp! How dare you ruin his innocent ears. Like, who would do that? I think, like, Rose is definitely the one who just yells fuck whenever. Because, like, from the moment we met her, like, her first, like, 2 lines of dialogue, she was cursing. So, she'd definitely be the one to say fuck. I just, like, who's the, Soraya, I guess, would be the one that gets dragged away by, let's say, Mikleo. Yeah, I believe that. Soraya's too pure. Wait, was it here? No. Okay, it was back in Lastenville. Okay, good. We can continue that way. Because I forgot about Gramps' pipe. I can buy it back from the dude. I was gonna go do that, but I'm like, is he in Lastenville or in Pendrago? I checked Pendrago just in case. Oh yeah, by the way, the Norman that I found last stream was right over here, standing on those rocks. Never seen that one before in my life, but there he was. This has been a good stream. Very chill, very effective. But yeah, so next time, we will definitely knock out. I want to at least knock out the wind and water, and wind trials. If we can knock that out, that'd be awesome. I think even if I even if I could, like if I could go another hour, which I think I can go another hour. It's just I don't want to do I don't want to do the water dungeon, not right now. If I could do the wind one, I would have done the wind one, but I can't. They're making me do the water one next, and I don't want to do the water one, so. What are your plans for the rest of the day, Pete? You're just gonna draw and stuff? Cause I got a lot of episodes of stuff to catch up. I'm gonna go order food and then I'm gonna go watch a bunch of stuff until my food gets here. Then I'm gonna eat my food and watch more stuff. Here we go. This is the Crucible.
Focus, guys.
You're on your own, Saray. Who the fuck are you talking to?
Ready? No escape. How's this? Ready? No escape. Keep on. Sonic rock. I got you. Sonic thrust. Reggie Gale.
I don't know why. I think I mentioned this when we first came into one of these, but I have no idea why the game lets you take screenshots and video only in the crucibles. Everywhere else in the game is blocked. Not the crucibles, though. And so this is what these things are. You see the enemies keep coming. It just changes the character you control and the enemy types. So Rose and Soraya are the easiest ones. Even obviously I'm over leveled for this. Rose I was more kinda on level. But even then, like, they're easy. The Seraph ones though, but yeah, I don't want to do them. At least I don't want to do them fair. I'm definitely going to play on an easier difficulty to knock them out.
What a formidable opponent! All right, it's settled down a bit.
Nice.
All purified? Somehow.
I'm so sorry for making you go through this by yourself.
Yeah, we had it real rough too. Lila's been fortune-telling with her origami flower things.
Soraya won't lose, Soraya will win. Soraya won't lose, just like that.
She left paper scraps all over. I had Meebo clean it up, though.
Of course, I believed in you, but it was just so...
Sorry for making you worry. Thanks, Lila.
No, it's fine. My fortune-telling was right after all.
I really don't know why they let you go back in there. Like, I mean, I prefer to be blocked off so that I know that I did it. But now I know I did Soraya and Mikleo's, so, I mean, Soraya and Rose's, so I could just worry about Mikleo, Lila, Dezel, and Edna at a later date. A much later date, like a post-game date. That's what I'm talking about, post-game. Anyway, so we're gonna reach Lastenbell. We're gonna cut through that one forest. We're gonna go to Lamerick, and then we're gonna call it there. So we got like maybe 5 minutes left of stream time, depending on how long it takes me to run from point A to point B. Oh yeah, I need to buy the pipe too. Buy back Gramps' pipe, because I remember that we gave that to Rose and them, and then they gave it to someone else, and then this guy has it, and he's like, you can have it back if you want. Like, I don't know why he wanted to give, I guess the 5,000, he really needs money. Maybe that's why. Oh, he likes money more, that's why. And there we go. We got the pipe back.
Here, I'll do you a favor.
Volgren Forest, right? That's what it was called. I'm trying to remember, like, we were just there to do something. I should know what it's called. No, I don't. So yeah, I hope everyone who's been watching, I hope y'all like this stream. I had a lot of fun. It was pretty chill, pretty nice, pretty good, pretty... What are you guys doing here? Ah, yes. They're just giving you the context clue like, hey, cave. That might be where you need to go. Alright, so yeah. Next stream will be great because you'll get more awesome music. You probably get 2 tunes, assuming that we can get through both of the trials. I'm excited for that. I don't remember, I don't remember how they sound. I don't remember how the Earth one sounded, but like the second I started, like it all came back to me. And there's Lambert Cave. That will be what takes us back to Lady Lake, which will be where we could do a bunch of more of the things on Rose's list. Because you know we have to listen to Rose's list. That's the rule. Anyway. I had fun, and this was good, and we were streaming for 3 hours and almost 3 hours and 40 minutes. That's not bad. So, till next time, everyone. Hasta.